Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. I do have one quick favor before we get to the video that you came here for, and that is very simply this. You see that little red subscribe button below this video? Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. It really does help me. It really does help this channel grow and my audience grow. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And now, here is the video that you came here for. Speaking of how quickly things turn in college football. How about them LSU Tigers? My, oh my, oh my. Does it feel like a long time ago that confetti was falling in the Superdome on Joe Burrow's hair? It was crazy because I was thinking about this as I watched Missouri beat LSU. For people who did not see, LSU got run off the field in Missouri. Final score was 45-41. Missouri beats LSU. But it was crazy because I was thinking about last year. And I was thinking about who LSU had to beat to win the national championship. They beat Texas on the road. They beat Alabama in the regular season. They beat Florida. They beat Auburn. They beat Texas A&M. They beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. They beat Oklahoma. They beat Clemson in the playoffs. So think about that. Last year, this is who they had to beat to win a national championship. Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, which is insane in its own right. Literally the top three teams in the country right now, LSU beat last year. Oklahoma, Auburn, Florida, Texas A&M, Texas. That's insane. That's insane. And then you move to 2020, where everything's upside down. LSU is now 1-2 with losses to Mississippi State and Missouri. And I'll give myself a little bit of a pat on the back here. You know, nobody loves patting themselves on the back more than AT, right? But when I look at this game, I will say that I do think that part of it is what I said after the Mississippi State game. I just don't think this team is very good. And I said it after the Mississippi State game. I will give myself credit because I think everybody else was going crazy about Mike Leach. And while I was certainly going crazy about Mike Leach, I just said, I don't think LSU's that good, man. And it's not Ed Orgeron's fault. And this isn't like some indictment on Ed Orgeron that he sucks or that he's this or that he's that. But they lost 14 guys to the NFL draft. And I just said, I don't think this team is very good right now. And I think that's reflected in what happened on Saturday. Now, I will say the offense has gotten much better since that Mississippi State game. But when you look at the defense, I mean, the defense is embarrassing. At Missouri, 586 yards of total offense against Missouri, who, by the way, freshman making his first career start. Now, he played well against Tennessee, but first career start, and how about this? 5 Missouri wide receivers were out because of COVID. 586 yards, 5 receivers out. That's insane. And I think when it goes back to, I just don't think this team is that good. I don't think they're talented. Sadly, their best player on defense, Derek Stingley, is hurt. That's part of it as well. He's kind of the leader of the defense. I also think this kind of reflects on Bo Pelini. For people who don't know, Bo Pelini, former Nebraska coach, he's kind of a Twitter meme, a Twitter gif. He's their defensive coordinator right now, and they are terrible. Now, I think part of it is I don't think he inherited all that much returning talent. I know he didn't inherit all that much returning talent, but to give up 600-plus yards in the first game of SEC play against Mississippi State. By the way, Mississippi State has gone on to score 23 total points since that game. Lose to Arkansas, lose to Kentucky. That's one. 2, you then give up almost 600 yards to Missouri without 5 wide receivers. And so I'm not Mr. like, everybody's got to be fired and this guy's got to go. I think it's a ticking time bomb for Bo Pelini, though. I think the combination of they don't have very much talent with the fact Bo Pelini, check this out, $2.3 million a year as LSU's defensive coordinator. That's what he's getting paid. I don't think he's going to be there very long. And the one thing I'll say about Coach O, you can say whatever you want about him. Give him credit for this. He is not afraid to move off of a guy that isn't getting the job done. If you remember his first full year as head coach, right? He has the season where he becomes the intern when Les Miles is fired, and then he becomes the head coach. His first year, he hired an offensive coordinator named Matt Canada. Didn't work out. 1 year later, fired him. I think Bo Pelini's got this year, and if it doesn't get better in a hurry, I think he's out. And I'll be honest, I don't think he's getting better in a hurry because everybody in the SEC is scoring points. How about this? LSU still has Florida this coming weekend. You know Florida can score points. Still got Bama. You know Bama can score points. You got Ole Miss. You know Ole Miss can score points. You got A&M. You know A&M can score points. You also got Auburn on the road, which isn't going to be easy. LSU always struggles at Auburn. And so I'm just saying, I think it's going to be tough for Bo Pelini to survive because I don't think that this defense is getting better relative to the competition. All right, last little topic I want to get